Getting the right products is arguably the most important part of hair care. But if you buy the products these influencers recommend, it's not gonna work out for you. That's because products have to be matched to your hair type. And you probably don't have the same hair type, which leads to frustration, damaged hair, and wasted money. So today, I'm drawing on my years of experience as a salon owner, working on all different hair types to show you which products to avoid and which ones to use instead. We're starting with an extremely deceiving product that ruins a lot of people's hair. Take a look at this video. She's got amazing volume here. The whole thing is really impressive, and she's using Bumble & Bumble Dry Texture Spray. People see this video and they're like, I gotta get that texture spray. I need my hair to look like that. And honestly, I don't blame them. But I've got to warn you, this is a very special type of hair. Almost no one has hair like this. First, it's blonde. And blonde hair is less dense, meaning that it's lighter and it can maintain volume like this instead of collapsing under its own weight. Second, she's spraying a little here, a little there, and it looks like this easy thing that you can just do yourself. But the reality is nothing like that. She's been practicing this for a long time, and she's extremely skilled at getting this look. And on top of all that, she's also blessed with amazing hair genetics. She's like the Adele of hair, where it's exceptional genetics, plus she's totally developed her talent. But texture sprays only work on hair like hers. If you try this out at home, good luck to you, because it's just gonna make your hair feel dirty and look weird. Stay away from this product. Redken All Soft. Last month, I had a client come in and ask if we had All Soft shampoo. And if you haven't heard of it, a long time ago, this was the most popular shampoo out there. It was like the default shampoo the stylist would automatically recommend because there just weren't that many shampoos out there back then. Anyway, I tell her, no, we don't do All Soft anymore because we found shampoos that work a lot better these days. And she goes, what do you mean better these days? And she said it with some attitude, like she thought I was calling her old or something for still using All Soft. But I explained that All Soft has oil in it, and oil isn't really something that you want to put into your hair when you're trying to get it clean. Because if you do, your hair's not gonna get all the way clean and you're gonna have to wash way more often. And she's like, really? Okay, well, I'll try something else then. But little did I know, another client in the background was listening because she had also been using All Soft for like a decade. And the next time that client came in, a few weeks later, she came up to me and said, Chris, I've been using All Soft for years, but I heard what you said, so I switched to another shampoo, and now I can go 2 more days between washes. I'm like, that's awesome. I didn't even know you used All Soft. And she's like, no, Chris, seriously, I didn't do anything different except change my shampoo and conditioner, 2 more days between washes. Let me explain why some people accidentally get hooked on All Soft shampoo. These 3 products right here are the only products you need for healthy hair. Literally the only ones. But a lot of people get confused and misled because they're missing the leave-in conditioner and the oil down here. So when they try the All Soft that does have some oil in it, they're like, oh my God, All Soft is great. This is doing amazing things for my hair. But oil isn't nearly as good when you mix it into shampoo. You want your oil separately so that you control how much you use and where you put it on your hair. Because if you put that oil on your scalp, it just makes things greasy. So you have to wash all the time and strip your hair of moisture. Instead, you want the oil to go on the driest parts of your hair, AKA your mids and ends, because you probably noticed that your roots are never splitting with dryness. Your roots are doing just fine. The splitting and dryness always happens in the mids and ends. Plus, oil needs to be put on your hair every day to keep it moisturized, and you can't be putting shampoo on your hair every day. Shampoo's only job is to keep your hair fresh, bouncy, and clean. Then you get your softness and shine separately from the oil. This is a strategy you want to use. I call it modern hair theory. All right, I want to talk about a dangerous styling product, Redken Quick Blowout. The way this works is you spray it in your hair and the water starts evaporating more quickly. It's a great idea, but the problem is that the hair on the very top layer dries way faster than the hair underneath it. That means when you pick up a section of hair to blow dry it, the top is already drier than the bottom. The top dries right away, but the bottom is still soaking wet, so you can't stop. You have to keep going. And this top part that's already dry is just getting hotter and hotter, waiting for that bottom to finish. And what that does is cause a ton of heat damage to the top of the section. And you didn't actually save any time because you still had to wait for the bottom section to dry anyway. And this is even worse because you ever look at the back of your hair at the bottom, you'll notice that the very top layer is always a little bit shorter than the under layer. That's because the top already takes the brunt of the damage from the sun and styling and everything else you're doing. And that is exactly the part of your hair that dries first and gets damaged by using this product. Olaplex 7. I have a newer client that we'll call Judith, and one day she came in like, Chris, I'm doing your Trinity routine for healthy hair. I got my shampoo, my leave-in conditioner, my hair oil, but my ends are still dry and splitting. So I'm like, okay, well, how often are you using the hair oil? She goes, every day, but it doesn't feel like it's doing anything. I'm like, okay, it sounds like you're doing everything right, but when we finish, I'll show you exactly how to use it so you can get the same look at home. So we finish up and I'm holding a bottle of oil like, all right, are you ready to see exactly how to apply this? And she goes, well, that's not the oil you recommend. You say Olaplex 7 for fine hair. And she's absolutely right, but as soon as she said that, I understood what the problem was. She thought she had fine hair, but she actually had coarse hair. A lot of women look at their hair and they're like, looks pretty fine to me, but all hair looks fine. Coarse hair doesn't look like Raggedy Ann where the hair is like half an inch thick. You cannot tell just by looking. Coarse hair like hers needs loads of heavy oil, where fine and medium hair just needs a tiny bit of light oil. So when she used that light oil on her coarse hair, it didn't moisturize it at all. Her hair needs at least a full pump of the heavy oil, and then it'll be healthy and shiny. And by the way, this also applies in reverse. If you're trying to use coarse hair oil on fine or medium hair, it's gonna be way too much and your hair will feel greasy. So if you wanna find your real hair type and the best products for it, I made a hair type quiz to help you out. It's in the description. Kerastase Genesis Serum. If you look online, you can find a lot of recommendations for products like this. But you need to understand that serums are actually a specialty product. And what I mean by that is you are not supposed to rely on them to get healthy hair. Serums act similar to oils, except they're mostly just for the look. They make your hair look shiny with silicones and other ingredients that kind of smooth the outside of your hair. Oils, on the other hand, are more for nourishment. They add moisture to the inside of your hair shaft that actually contributes to making your hair healthier. Serums are also usually much lighter, where oils tend to be thicker and heavier. So knowing this, let's say you have fine hair. Conventional wisdom says choose a serum like this. But if you have coarse hair, conventional hair wisdom recommends using an oil to help with the dryness because it's thicker. The only thing is, this is not how the game is played. Looking back at our chart, you will not see serums anywhere on here. The reason for that is the oil here isn't actually just oil. Oil makers have gotten smart and they've started to add serum ingredients to their oil. So you're actually getting the best of both worlds by using just the oil, which is why serums are not on this chart. Completely unnecessary. All right, this next part should help give you clarity on how healthy or damaged your hair is. Redken Intensive Pre-Shampoo Treatment. I had a client that we'll call Gerlinda ask me the other day, Chris, should I buy the Redken Repair Treatment? I feel like my hair is all damaged. I'm like, actually, your hair is really healthy. What makes you think it's damaged? She goes, I don't know, it only looks nice when you do it. At home, it's all dull looking and doesn't have any body. So I ask her, how are you styling it? She goes, well, I just air dry it. I'm afraid to put heat on it because I thought it was damaged. So I explained to her that air dried hair will never look as healthy as heat styled hair. It is totally normal for air dried hair to be frizzy and dull, but it does not mean your hair is damaged. Hair is like everything else. There's no way to get in shape without eating decently. There's no way to get rich without getting out of bed.
Bitcoin.
Your hair will never automatically style itself, making it all shiny and smooth, but that does not mean that it's damaged. If you don't lighten your hair and you don't do any chemical treatments, your hair does not need repair products. These are really for people who bleach their hair or for people who don't use heat protectant when they put heat on their hair. And for those people, this is an amazing product.
And use your heat protectant, please.
PSA from Leslie. Clarifying shampoos. You've probably heard the advice, you need to use a clarifying shampoo once a month. A lot of stylists say this not because it's true, but because they've kind of given up on you and they're like, my clients have no idea how to get their hair clean, so I tell them to use this once a month. The truth is, some things are okay to get clean once a month. You can wash your car once a month, or clean out your refrigerator once a month.
Or floss once a month?
But getting your hair clean only once a month is not acceptable at all. Especially not for fine hair because it tends to get oily so quickly. So you really only have two options. One, you can use a clarifying shampoo on your first wash and then use a normal shampoo on your second wash, and that should get everything fully clean every time. Or option two, you can just use a shampoo from my recommended product list because they're strong cleansers, and just use good shampooing techniques. That'll get your hair 100% clean too. But if you were surprised when I said you should be washing your hair twice, make sure to check out my shampoo tricks video. Most of you are holding back your hair by shampooing wrong. Moroccan oil hydration masks. This mask looks very similar to this mask, right? A lot of people would try one of these, and if they like it, they'd be like, oh, I love Moroccan oil masks. You should try one. But you have to be super careful thinking like that because brands have some good products and brands have some bad products. So please never assume that you like an entire line of products. Case in point, these two masks. Looking at these two, you would think the Intense Hydration Mask would have much more moisture, especially since it's heavier. But in reality, it doesn't. The weightless version restores much more moisture to your hair, even though it's lighter. But a lot of clients are like, Chris, I know you like the weightless, but I have coarse hair. So I went for the Intense Hydration and I didn't like it. It was a bad recommendation from you. And now I'm on the defense. I'm like, I told you to get the weightless. I never told you to get the intense one. And they're like, but I got a Moroccan mask. You said to get a Moroccan mask. I got it. End of story. But products are not interchangeable like that. You can't just substitute them for whatever you want. I've talked to a lot of you guys out there that are doing your own made up Trinity routine with awful replacement products, and it's holding your hair back.
Yeah, so it's like when you want ketchup and you pick Hunt's instead of Heinz. Nobody likes Hunt's.
I can't tell the difference. All right, if you need help finding the right products for your hair type, check out my recommended product list. It has a quiz in it that will help you find your hair type and walk you through everything. Have a good one, guys.